Pokémon, a franchise that took the world by storm and defined the childhoods of many. It has only gotten more popular with time, but what was Pokémon like way back then? More specifically, how has competitive Pokémon changed over the years for those striving to be the very best? Now that is exactly what we are here to find out. In this series, Jeexx and I will embark on an adventure to be the very best, exploring through time and space to rediscover Pokémon's past formats. In each episode, both of us will bring two teams and battle it out in a best of 3 match, and the one who wins with both teams first is crowned the champion of the episode. We hope you enjoy this trip to Pokemon's evolution with us. Welcome to the Pokemon Progression Series, A Journey Through Time. Generation 1, Red, Blue and Yellow, the spark that started the bonfire that would burn for decades with the first 151 Pokemon, was an absolutely unbalanced mess. Based in the Kanto region, which itself is based in the region of the same name in Japan, it saw the most powerful Pokemon that ever exist in Mewtwo, had some very interesting mechanics, and it was widely dominated by Psychic and Normal types. Notable features and differences when compared to modern Pokemon in Generation 1 were the following, and strapping this list is a doozy. Generation 1 had no held items or abilities, those would come later, and instead of the modern EVs and IVs, a DV mechanic with 15 max in each stat and no limitation or real reason to not have these all max was in place. Special is one single stat responsible for both offense and defense on the special side for the Pokemon, and no physical special split yet, and instead move type was defined by whether a move is physical or special, and the types can be seen on the screen right now. As already mentioned, Psychic and Normal were the king when it came to types of Pokemon, mostly due to a lack of good fighting type moves, as well as Psychic only being resisted by itself, having an immunity to Ghost instead of a weakness, and the complete absence of Dark in Generation 1. Other type related things include Bug and Poison hitting each other for super effective damage, Fire not resisting Ice, Ghost not resisting Bug, as well as the absence of the aforementioned Dark, as well as Steel, and obviously Fairy that would come way later. Generation 1 also had really wonky trap and status mechanics, where trapping and sleep both require a full turn to snap out of, and you can't use move on the turn that you snap out of it, and freeze you cannot be thawed out of unless hit with a fire type move that can inflict burn, and also there were some very clear bugs as well, like Body Slam not being able to paralyze normal types. Hyper Beam also had no recharge if it KO'd a Pokemon or hit a substitute, which made it an incredibly powerful move, and crit chance was based on the Pokemon speed stat instead of being the same random chance for everybody. Guys and gals, ladies and lads, welcome to the first episode of A Journey Through Time, I think is what we're gonna call this. Basically the Pokemon Progression series that we've been talking about for quite a while now. The introduction explains a lot more, and I'll probably repeat some of those things when we get to the matches. But now when you're here, I'm here to talk about my team. If you're familiar with the structure of the Yu-Gi-Oh! History Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey we are doing with Jeexx already, like these are going to be very similar, but probably slightly shorter in length. Knock on wood, because otherwise it definitely won't. But the team sections definitely should be shorter than the deck builder sections. So if you listen to the rules and the intro at the start, both of us are always bringing 2 teams that are not allowed to have Pokemon from the same species between them. And obviously the generation limit doesn't apply to us yet, because there is only Generation 1. But the first team that I have brought, I'm just calling the Big 5 plus tank. So the Big 5 here refers to the first 5 Pokemon on my team, those being Chansey, Snorlax, Tauros, Exeggutor, and Starmie. So my knowledge of the early formats of Pokemon is limited, but I do know some things, and obviously, like for the sake of this series, like to make the introduction and everything like that, I have also had to look up stuff. And basically in Generation 1, like, there's the so-called Big 6, where Chansey, Snorlax, Tauros, Exeggutor, Starmie, and Alakazam being incredibly powerful. Normal and Psychic types definitely dominate Gen 1, as we've established in the intro. And here, the difference here is that I need to have 2 teams, which is why we also do this, is to have varied teams. And we'll talk about the second team in a little bit. But as you can see, we have 5 of the Big 6 here. And the idea for this, like, I'll just explain the roles of the Pokemon because I feel like that's what makes the most sense. Everybody in Generation 1 is pretty tanky due to how special stat works, but the dedicated, like, more tanky, like, switch-ins here are gonna be Chansey, Snorlax, and Rhydon. Rhydon obviously there as more of a physical wall, where Snorlax and Chansey are there as special walls. Chansey just has a very roundabout set here. Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Softbolt, and Thunder Wave. We just want to be spreading a lot of like status overall with Body Slams and Thunder Waves. Softbolt, obviously, recovery is extremely powerful because everybody's damage output is kinda lackluster, and then just the best coverage moves that we have access in Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. But obviously, the defense stats extremely poor, so we don't want to be switching Chansey in on physical attacks. Then we have Snorlax, really good Pokemon, and the set that I have, Body Slam, Earthquake, Crest, Reflect, is here to have basically the most balanced possible matchups across the entire OU, like Earthquake being coverage to hit stuff that resist Body Slam, like rock types, for example. Rest is there obviously just to recover back up, and Reflect is interesting. It's specifically here to beat opposing Snorlax. So, like, in a Snorlax versus Snorlax, you're basically just praying for crits and trying to stall out each other's PP, but I feel like with Reflect, like, we should be able to always beat opposing Snorlax. This basically just means that we double our defense while we're on the field. Then we have Tauros, probably the single most powerful Pokemon in the entire format. One of the fastest ones, like, I think, apart from Starmie and Alakazam and maybe Jolteon, like, should be the fastest threat. And Gen 1 crit being tied to your speed obviously makes it very threatening. Hyper Beam, if it KOs a Pokemon or hits a substitute, you don't have to recharge, so obviously that's also incredibly powerful. Body Slam just being generically good, and then just having access to Earthquake and Blizzard, which both give it incredibly good coverage. It just hits incredibly hard, such a good stat spread, even relatively tanky as well. So Tauros is just a damn powerhouse. Then we have Exeggutor here, our sleeper, if we needed Sleep Powder here, Psychic and Mega Drain there just to have the stab coverage. I was considering running Stun Spore here, but we have 2 Thunder Waves, 3 Body Slams. I don't think we need more Paralysis, so I ended up just going for Mega Drain, because without that, like, I struggle a little bit in dealing with stuff like Golem and Rhydon, because we are not even running a water move on Starmie, so that's why it's here. And then Explosion is here mostly to boom on big threats like Snorlax and Tauros. Starmie is here, Blizzard, Thunderbolt, just once again, like, Bliss Bolt is so common, Gen 1, like, just good coverage. Thunder Wave to spread more paralysis and then recover because it's very tanky. It's just a good roundabout Mon that can resist a lot of stuff and hit relatively hard, while also, very importantly, being faster than something like Tauros. So being able to switch this into Tauros and potentially paralyze it with something like Thunder Wave, incredibly good. And then finally, Rhydon, not a part of the big six, so to speak, but still very impressive stats. Like, the speed is okay. I was contemplating between him and Golem, because Golem also gives you access to Explosion, but ultimately I decided to go with Rhydon, mostly because of the attacks difference. I actually thought Rhydon was faster than Golem, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. But then Rhydon, Earthquake, Body Slam, Rock Slide, and Substitute. Substitute is mostly there because obviously Ground being the one type where you get an immunity here alongside Ghost, but I think Gengar's sets are awkward because he doesn't really have access to the best special moves. You have like Blizzard, Psychic, Thunderbolt, so it's like good coverage, but you don't have access to stab, which kind of sucks. So there's mostly like here against stuff like Jolteon, Zapdos, we can obviously set up a free sub, and with this Gargantuan 130 attack stat, then being able to get a free move off is really nice. And Body Slam, we can spread more paralysis as well. But that's the idea of the first team. Second team is a double threat of Alakazam and Slowbro. So the idea here is that Alakazam is there to click Psychic with this Gargantuan special stat. He has Recover as well to restore his HP. Thunder Wave if we need to set something to paralysis. And Seismic Toss mostly there to deal with Chansey, because obviously Chansey is so incredibly tanky on the special side. And then for late game, we have Slowbro there to late game sweep when we have a lot of stuff like either a Fiddle down, maybe we've dealt with the grass types and Tauros. So, and you can just switch the thing in, potentially get some power hacks, just set up a couple amnesias, and then just click Psychic. Because like setting up a couple amnesias obviously also boosts your defense and your physical bulk. Then you click Reflect, you're just unkillable on both sides. You have Rest there to get rid of any status and heal yourself full. And then you just click Psychic, which Dark types don't exist, so it only has resistances, but nothing is hitting this thing harder back than it hits them. We have Jeexx here. I decided initially this was Gengar, and then I decided to go Jeexx instead for the Lovely Kiss over Hypnosis. Well, it is more consistent because it's a higher accuracy, and also I just didn't want a second poison type because obviously psychic types are everywhere in this. So also this gives me Blizzard, Psychic, and rest there as well. This is just a dedicated sleeper that can also deal good damage. Then we have Cloister here. Once again, we have one Boomer in case we need to emergency button click explode on something like a Tauros. Rest is there, Clamp is there to wear stuff down to obviously boost ourselves back up a gargantuan defense stat, so a really good check to something like Tauros, and Blizzard just there for good coverage. Then we have Zapdos here as well. Obviously, ground types suck, but we have multiple Mons here with access to Blizzard as well as Razor Leaf on Victreebel to hit stuff like Golem and Rhydon for a quadruple super effective, so Zapdos has a pretty good time there. Thunderwave once again if we need to set up Slowbro for a sweep. Agility if we want to sweep ourselves with big crits obviously and be able to outspeed literally everything after an agility, and then just a coverage of Drill Peck and Thunderbolt. And Zapdos actually has a decent attack stat as well, so Drill Peck is still good. And obviously like something like GNC obviously doesn't appreciate Drill Peck, so it's good to have that coverage as well. And then finally we have a second sleeper here if need be, but he can also paralyze. We have the double powder of Stun Spore and Sleep Powder. We have the wrap there as well, so if we just if something is paralyzed, like potentially Victory will just solo wins they're slower, you just click wrap. When they get out of wrap, you click wrap again. You just wear them down. And Razor Leaf, like I said, is there to hit the hit Golem and Rhydon. But mostly this team, the other one is more balanced, I think. And the second team is just about like wearing down your opponent with a bunch of threats, having access to multiple ways to sleep, and then end game just bringing out Slowbro and becoming unkillable and clicking Psychic. So yeah, I don't know how I wanna really do this going forward, but I feel like I'll get better at talking about this stuff going forward. And also when I know like what's happening in the matches, then that'll make things easier. So yeah, but something like this, and I did actually end up taking 10 minutes. I don't think it'll take 10 minutes in the future when I don't need to have the to preface anything. Basically at that point we'll just jump into the team. I'll explain you the roles and why did I pick the moves. But yeah, thank you for listening here. I'm not sure how the order on these will be, but hopefully you enjoy Jeexx's or hopefully you enjoy it after this and then enjoy the games afterwards. But I'm so excited to be starting this thing. I'm excited to be playing Pokemon again because it's been quite a while since I've done competitive battling, so kind of reigniting the spark is really nice. But thank you for checking out the episode. Hopefully you will enjoy the series alongside us, and we will see you in whatever the next segment will be. That I set myself up to say peace or something, but yeah. Sorry, it's scuffed. See you when we see you.
Okay, so I don't know what to say for this at all, whatsoever. This shit is completely out of my wheelhouse. And I was told to do this before the match, which in my eyes is a really bad idea because I'm sitting here like, I don't even know. I don't know, bro. What do you want me to say? It's a fucking Alakazam with a substitute Thunderwave, Recover, and Psychic. I don't know if this is gonna work. I have no idea. This thing has Earthquake, Hyper Beam, Rest, and Fire Blast. Again, I don't know if these do anything. These were said. The thing said these are good moves. This thing has Rock Slide, Earthquake, Rest, and Hyper Beam. I don't know. This thing has a sword stand, rest, hyper beat, and body slam. I don't know if these are good. I'm doing what the thing said were good. I'm gonna pick the things that were good. This thing can't have roost yet, so it has drill, pick, thunderbolt, agility, and rest. And Yu-Gi-Oh player has rest, fire, blast, psychic, and surf. Well, everything has rest except for I think this thing. Yeah, this is recover. And then the second team is fucking substitute softball, reflect, toxic, Chansey with Gengar, confuse ray, hypnosis, toxic substitute. I don't know, bro. Yeah. There you go, guys. I'm gonna do these after the matches in the future. Good luck with the games.
Ladies and lads, welcome to the first episode of, I forgot the series name, it was Pokemon Journey Through Time or something like that. Placeholder name here. Basically, you've heard us talk about this for a long while now. The Pokemon progression series, basically.
Pokemon Learning Journey.
Yeah, just call it the Pokemon Learning Journey. But yeah, this is the Pokemon learning journey that we're now starting with Jeexx, and this start is very scuffed because I'll be honest, I did not know how Generation 1 works. I did not know that when the challenge starts, we both immediately just send out the first Pokemon in our slots, so that's good to know now. And you don't see what the other person is working with. But before we turn on the timer and actually get started with the stuff, there should have been an intro before this. If you're watching the video, if you're in Jeexx's chat, you already heard a lot of the stuff. But real quickly, you will hear this in the intro, but just because it's the first episode, I will just simply explain. So the gist of it is we're going to be going chronological order, going through different formats. We'll start in Gen 1 OU and then go through the Gen 1 formats, ending at Gen 1 Ubers, and then move on to Gen 2, and so on and so forth. When doubles get introduced, we will also be playing an episode, a couple of doubles, and when VGC gets introduced in Generation 4, then we will be, instead of just doing doubles, we'll do the VGC formats. And every episode is going to be a best of 3, but in a weird way where both of us will build 2 teams, a species clause between the 2 teams where basically you are only allowed to include 1 Pokemon from an evolution line between both of those teams. At least 2 Mons need to be from the current generation, which obviously doesn't matter in Generation 1. 1 from lower tiers, obviously applied if you want to use them. Smogon clauses dictate most of our the way the battles actually play out. And finally, nicknames are mandatory. So basically how it'll go is game 1, both players pick a team, we play with those teams, then both players switch the teams for the second one, and then game 3, if it happens, if it's 1-1 after 2 games, both players will pick the team that they lost with, and we'll use those to decide the winner. So we're a little bit off, obviously, coming down to best of 1 RNG, but you know, it wouldn't be Pokemon if we're not doing RNG stuff. All the generation specific stuff should be in the intro, so if you're interested in that and you skipped here, go back, watch the intro. And yeah, other than that, we will also be learning how this stuff works as we go. Let's hear you didn't get to see our teams here. I guess I can show mine here real quickly, so you'll get in here. But going forward, this will be less scuffed because we actually will know how it works. If you want to see Jeexx's perspective, go over to twitch.tv/Jeexx live every Sunday, and we will do these live on his stream. So if you want to see this early, you get to see Jeexx's perspective and see the episodes early there. And then if you want to see the edited down YouTube version, you can see that over here on the channel. Probably aim to be Tuesday to Thursday, somewhere in that window, but around middle of the week is how I'm aiming to do these. But that's the gist of it, and there was a lot of yapping. Jeexx is also here. We will not be listening to each other, and which is why we're doing this way, so I can yap to the recording and Jeexx can yap to his chat as we're actually doing the battle. But before we deafen ourselves here, Jeexx, how are you feeling about doing this finally after we talked about it, what feels like at least a couple months? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. I feel like finally, I mean, I think earlier both of us will be equally lost, but I think finally this will be more of a learning journey for Jeexx. Finally, how it has been like, I think the opposite for.
Learning how shit Gen 1 was. That's the first one, and then learning how good Gen 2 is because of items, and then learning how good the games actually are once we get to the ones that are actually good.
Basically, yeah. But I think with that, we are ready to get started. So we're not gonna hear each other, and after the game one is done, I will send a challenge and we will swap teams. And yeah, I say nothing but best of luck to you, gamer.
Best of luck.
I will see you after the set. Alright, so now Jeexx can no longer hear me. Let us start the timer, and I will be honest, I did not know that you do not see the other's Pokemon, so switching is gonna be really awkward because we don't know what he's working with. But I think there are a few ground types. I think like just firing off a Thunder Wave, because if we paralyze this Alakazam, I think, yeah, okay. Immediately the special drop, which is not good, but we do have Soft Boy still, and obviously chance is very tanky. We do get the para off. I don't see him staying in here, but he could because of the special drop. But we can also, we have Starmie to swap to, but he probably carry Thunderbolt. So honestly, I think we have, honestly, Snorlax is probably our best switch or Executor, but we will go for Ice Beam here. It's 13%, so not much. We get the para though. We don't know what he's going for. I think he's going for the same thing, but I do think that the... nothing is switching into Taurus. We'll go with Taurus. This is a bit of an aggressive play, okay? Doesn't pay off, and he gets another special drop. That's really bad for us. Now the question is, Body Slam, if he goes to Gengar, then we lose a little bit of tempo, but I think this Alakazam is too much of a threat. So we'll go for Body Slam here, 52%. He does get the Psychic off. We lose Taurus immediately, which is really bad. Okay, so he will absolutely recover here, which I know for a fact. So I think we don't have a setup sweeper here to take advantage of that. So I will go to Snorlax and we will just Body Slam here. Okay, it does kill. I think he was 100% going for a recovery there. Now he knows 3 of our Pokemon. We only know the Alakazam, but I feel like Alakazam is a really good one to get rid of. They're definitely gonna, I think like the normal types are something that he will definitely have. And because I just think there's basically, so this team is called, for me, it's called the Big Five. I call it the Big Five, which is basically Chansey, Snorlax, Tauros, Executor, and Starmie. It's basically the Big Six with Alakazam also there, but I figured that I need something else. Okay, and now the question here, does this stay indefinitely? Because the thing is, if he's Curse-lax, actually no, is Curse a thing in Gen 1? Actually don't know. I think, honestly, so interesting thing about Gen 1, well, I don't know if Jeexx knows that, but Body Slam cannot paralyze normal types in Gen 1, which I do know. But the interesting thing here is if he's not carrying Reflect, oh, he is hybrid. Okay. Actually, wait, is Fire might be... Alright, Fire is clearly a physical move in Gen 1. He has less PP than we do, though. We do have Rest for this, so I will be... We'll also get to see here... Probably... Okay, no burn, please. Okay, perfect. We do have Reflect, so we should always win the 1-1. This is going to be extremely boring, by the way, because he will be just resting. But we will win the PP war. Rest is always 2 turns. This is also, I haven't played Pokemon in a long time, so this will be interesting to remind myself of the mechanics. So we are always doing a little bit of damage. Gen 1 a crit is bound to your speed. Oh, okay, so you take 1 turn to sleep and the second turn you wake up, but in Gen 1, the wake up turn also means that you take the time. But we're basically stalling out PP here. The issue here is that we're losing a lot of Earthquake. Rest is also only 16 PP though. But the question here is, what are we beating this thing with? And the question is it, I think for now, okay, we got the good turn. Now the question here is, how do we beat this thing? I don't think it has good moves against Rhydon in Gen 1 though. Because, like, you have Drill Peck, you have Thunder. Yeah, honestly, I think Rhydon is a really good switch here. We do need to remember we haven't stored any sleep turns yet. So, good to know, though, that Rest... okay, neither of our Snorlaxes have any sleep turns on them. So, yeah, I think this was always a really safe switch. Now, I don't think there's anything he can touch me with here. So basically, we could double out to Snorlax and get a free sleep turn probably, or we could get a sub off. I don't think Snorlax is taking us very well. I don't think he's going into Snorlax. I think going into Snorlax is more of a predicting him to swap out, but I will go for a sub. Okay, so he also has this. But now the question is he running sub? And now we're speed tying because there are no EVs in Generation 1. So we're going to be speed tying here, which is actually really important for this matchup for us to win the speed tie. Okay, we go first. It doesn't one-hit KO, but now we can't die here. Now the question here is, do I predict him to go for a Zapdos switch, which is more likely, or will he go for another Earthquake? The thing is though that Zapdos doesn't threaten us, so even if he goes Zapdos, we can still sub. So I think he's either swapping to something else or going for another Earthquake. We could go for a sub, predicting the switch out, but I think here he honestly just sacks the Rhydon. So we'll go for an Earthquake. Okay, he does go for a Victory Ball. We do get a lot of damage here. Now the question here is, what is he going for? I have Victory Ball in the other one. Victory Ball, basically what he does is trap you and have both Sunspore and what's his face? Sunspore and Sleep Powder. I think the safe play is to just go Snorlax here. Okay, it is SD, so we definitely get punished there. We still are okay here. We're gonna have one sleep turn. Now he's definitely swinging here, but this thing could be a problem. Oh, okay, that's greedy. If we paralyze him, I think he immediately loses. Let's see. I don't think this one-shots unless it crits. But if it crits, then this is gonna be a big problem because I don't know if I have anything to outspeed it now that Taurus is dead. That was actually a really good play. I don't agree with going for the final Swords Dance there though, because like he would have a guaranteed 2-hit KO and I would basically need to sack something. But okay, yeah. And it didn't die. Okay, that's a big problem. Now the thing here is we basically need to sack something. And now the thing here is that we can see how fast this thing is. It is 228. So we can outspeed it with Starmie. But the question is, can I beat Snorlax if I sack this thing? So we know it's Swords Dance Body Slam. It's definitely going to have Wrap. And I feel like, does it not have a Grass type move? It definitely has a Grass type move. I don't think he's running Wrap then. I think it's going to be a Grass move and then one of the Powder moves. But the question is, do we live it? I think we'll live it with Executor, but then we're sacking Executor. So the thing is, we need to sack something, and I think Starmie is the sack here. I think he's going for a Grass type move now, but he will still outspeed the Executor. So I think we'll just sack Starmie here. Because I think, like, the only thing that we don't know is the last Pokemon. We're not running... Actually, we're not... Yeah, I'm not running even Surf, so I don't really check Rhydon that well with it. So I think the Starmie sack is the play here. The issue is that, actually wait. Okay, Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam, in that case, is he not running a powder? I think this might be a pure setup. Then he definitely has a grass move. I think we unfortunately lose here because he's definitely gonna have a grass type move. We go for Body Slam because it's a free KO if it hits. But I think unfortunately, oh, he goes for Hyper Beam and it misses. So he's not running a grass move. Okay, that is huge for us. I think he needs to go Snorlax here. Oh, no, okay. So this thing is a setup sweeper, and we need to get rid of it ASAP. I think going for a Sleep Powder on... He's going for Amnesia here every time. He knows I'm going to switch out or substitute. He's always going for Amnesia here. But this thing is going to be slower than our Executor, so we need to risk the... Oh, he goes for Surf. Okay. Okay, that's really good for it. Now, the thing here is... Snorlax is Sleep, so if he's predicting Sleep Powder, he goes for that. But I think he is afraid of the Mega Drain and will instead go for Zapdos. I think Sleep Powder... Oh, does he Gen 1 have Sleep Claws? It does. Oh, Put to Sleep. I don't think Snorlax applies. We go for Sleep Powder here. I think he will go for Zapdos, and I think Sleep Claws... I might be wrong here. I think Sleep Claws applies to... But this is Zapdos. Oh, he does go for this. Okay. This is fine. He doesn't have a sleep turns yet, so we go for Psychic here and then we explode. And basically anything he switches to, like, just dies to the explosion, and then I feel like we just clean up from there. I have Rhydon to always beat the Zapdos. My Snorlax wins the 1v1, and actually, yeah, do I just go for my own Snorlax here? I think I always go Snorlax, yeah, actually. I would rather keep this for... Yeah, we're going to go for Snorlax here. Because, yeah, he's going to be asleep. We're going to set up Reflect. I don't need to do anything else yet. Because even Crit doesn't kill us. And he wakes up here and doesn't do anything. So we can set up Reflect. And then we can go for a rest. If he switches to Rhydon, Rhydon loses to us. Because we have Reflect up. If he goes to... Zapdos, he needs to double back unless we go for Rhydon. So, but honestly, this is such a good first battle that we got on our hands. The victory belt was really clutch. Now, the scary thing here is to look at his team. We don't have Tauros here, and we don't have Chansey here. And Tauros is like the most dominant Pokemon in all of Gen 1. I threw away my own Tauros, which is why we're in such deep shit. But he's going to have, for his second team, he's definitely going to have Chansey, and he's definitely going to have Tauros. Now, the other stuff is probably like Executor, Starmie, Gengar is really good, Golem if he wants. Okay, he does go for this. So this is the best switch he has. But now the question here is, how much does Thunderbolt do to us? Like, can he even beat us? Let's see. Okay, 31%. So now, here's the question. If we go Rhydon, and he goes Slowbro, do we lose? I think Chansey is the safe play, actually. Yeah, we go Chansey here. Chansey beats all of his switches except for Rhydon. But I don't think there's any world where he's going Rhydon here when the likelihood of us going Rhydon is there. And our Rhydon has enough life to live an Earthquake. Yeah. Okay, it crit, which is really bad for us, but it's still only 36%. So he gets a swap here, but we get to Soft Boiled, and if he goes Snorlax, we always go our own Snorlax here. I'm very glad that we decided to not go best of 3 with both teams, though, because, like, Generation 1 is so slow. I think the timer, by the way, I think it's 60 or 45 seconds, the least amount that it can have. But what a great fucking battle we have as our first one. Bro, I'm so happy to be playing Pokemon again. This is so sick. And especially, like, being able to, like, talk like this. Honestly, a delight. A damn delight. Okay, drill bag is 33%, so slightly more. Now, he did stay in, though, which tells me that he's gonna stay in here as well. So we go Rhydon. He goes for drill pack, which it crits. But now this here is... Slowbro is his best bet. But even on Slowbro, I think like Earthquake does a good amount. We always substitute here. But he's definitely going Slowbro. But the thing is, we get a free Earthquake and then we get to switch. Or if at that point we want to, we can sack our Rhydon because we have Executor to deal with his Rhydon. Only grass move that we have is Mega Rain, but it is enough because it's quarter super effective. So it stays. Okay, he stays in. And now here, I could go for a prediction, but I don't think there's any need to. He can't one-shot our sub. He needs to. So actually, yeah, he's always switching out. So what's my best bets? Because we could go for a hard read with Earthquake. Or we could go... he's definitely switching out. I'll go for Body Slam. It's the safe one. Yeah. If we get the para here, like that's absolutely huge. We don't get the para here, but we get a free Earthquake as he surfs here. And we get the crit. That is absolutely massive. And we also now know that we're faster. I don't think there is a way for him to come back because he can swap to Zapdos, but I think we don't speed tie, right? Yeah, we're always faster. I think we go Earthquake here. If he swaps, like he can swap to Zapdos, but it doesn't really gain anything. I think the right play for him is to actually sack this thing, and then go Snorlax. Oh, he actually wants to still keep it. Okay. Now, did this Snorlax have sleep turns? It is lower than us though, so we will just keep clicking Earthquake. It will wake up here, and then now he needs to decide what he gives me. Earthquake KOs all 3 other Pokemon, and then Zapdos obviously is immune, but Zapdos doesn't do anything in their crackback, so we can then just hit back with a Rock Slide. Yeah, I think this is the right play. And now here, you either speed tie with Rhydon. This is slower, so I guess he's... Okay. I think that's just going to be game. Because, I mean, bro, this Rhydon did so much work. I think you go Rhydon here every time, because your only bet here is to just win the speed tie. Yeah. Like, his only bet here is to win the speed tie, and unfortunately for him, like, he can't afford to go for anything else, so he needs to go Earthquake here, and we just go Executor, which is a free game here for us. Because now... Zapdos switches in. Do we go Sleep Powder? I don't think we need to though, because I have this for Zapdos still. I just think we go Psychic. We just get a little bit of damage here. And then we probably die to Drill Peck, but I don't think it matters at this point if we live. Okay, well, that's probably just going to kill it. Yeah, okay, and that's going to be game. And then we just go... this thing, and we could be lame and just stall out the Earthquake turns, but I don't think it matters. Actually, wait, does it matter? Is that 3-turn KO? Wait, did I throw? Oh, wait, we might have lost here. Actually, am I faster? No, I'm slower, yeah. So this thing dies, and now the thing is, I don't think Chansey lives. It's actually, it comes down to a speed tie. Was there a way for me to play this better? I guess oh yeah, we got this on Zapdos. I'm so stupid. Yeah, okay. I might have thrown. Because I think we just die here. Right? Because this thing is faster. Oh, we're faster. Oh, I'm just stupid. Yeah, I'm stupid. Okay. Holy fuck. So, that was an insane game 1. Holy fuck. Yeah, okay. Now, are we still here? We're no longer here. Okay, let me see if the challenge works here. And now we're gonna go for the second team, which is Alakazam and Slowbro double threat, and then I just have a bunch of kind of whatever. Okay. All right, so now I forgot that I have Alakazam set here. So not what I want to see. Oh, he's definitely Thunder Waving us, right? He's every time Thunder Waving us here. So I honestly think we go Zapdos. I think there's nothing else he does. Like, he is always gonna Thunder Wave here. But yeah, I forgot for this that the order actually matters. So in case we actually, because this needs to, like, this is supposed to be a Jeexx lead every time sort of team. So this is like, this is not something that this team wants to have. I should have I think this Chaos sub. Okay, we got the crit. It's a sub toxic set. Interesting. I think honestly I'm going agility. I don't think he subs again here. He could, but we can still like swap away. I think we go agility to raise our crit, and then we just spam drill pack. If he switches to something, he can't have Rhydon. He can have Golem here, though. So yeah, actually, is it better to... If he doesn't have Golem... No, we go Agility. Because if he doesn't have a ground type, then Zeppelin is going to give us so much leeway here. Actually, I guess I could turn on the music, but also we're risking copyright there. You can have your own music if the very distressful silence is too much. How does this, by the way, look if I full screen it? It does look better. I'll just full screen this. Sorry, I didn't realize to do that the first time. Okay, he has Cloister. Well, I think this thing is going to explode. Okay, so he definitely doesn't have a ground type. He would have 100% when, because Golem walls us every time, as he also saw like in the first one with Rhydon. So Golem would wall us every time. So him not going into that means that we're actually kind of fine with just taking this. We're going to be taking some toxic damage, but I think we're kind of chilling here. Because we have 600 speed. Nothing is outspeeding us. And like I said earlier in Gen 1, your crit stat is tied to your speed stat. I don't know how the calculations work. I just know that's how it is. So us having this much crit, and he misses the clamp. That is so unfortunate. Okay, Drill Pack is a guaranteed kill. So just in case he has a ground resist, and since we went for Thunderbolt there, which one is higher accuracy? They're both the same. So the reason why it's 99.61 is every move in... Okay, I'm so glad I went for this. We're going to be taking a lot of this, but we're chunking his team so much here that I don't think it matters. If we're taking 2 KOs and losing Zapdos, and one of those KOs being Chansey, I think we're so fine. The only thing that... No way you're sacrificing Tor. Okay, that thing... Huh. I mean, we're still faster. There's no way he's running quick attack, is he? Okay, we're dead here. But we did so much damage. Now, the question here, and the issue here, is we need to go Alakazam every time. There's no way he is staying in with Tauros, is the thing. Because Tauros, like I said, like, Tauros is the best Pokemon of the Gen 1 format. And now, Seismic Toss... How much HP does Tauros have? I'm doing such sweaty shit. It's 353. So do I kill with Seismic Toss? I don't think it makes sense to go for this though. Psychic definitely kills. Yeah, Psychic definitely kills. We'll just go Psychic here. Okay, should have gone for Seismic Toss. But yeah, we need to keep this guy up here. Because I think he will go for a Sleep Powder here. We go this Stomp. Okay. I think we go Click Blizzard. Because we can kill Chansey even here. We can kill both of these. We just click Blizzard here. I could go for a Lovely Kiss, but I don't want this thing to be the one that's asleep. But the most important Pokemon for us is Alakazam. Slowbro is there to sweep late game, but that is after we get rid of this thing and Tauros. We need to get rid of Tauros, and we need to see what there is. Gyarados. What does Gyarados even get, Gen 1? I'll be honest, I didn't even consider Gyarados. I think we click Psych. I don't really care about this, and I wouldn't want to switch into anything. I want to see what this thing does. We'll click Psychic. Oh, we're even faster. Oh, it has Fire Blast. Okay. Well, we don't even die. How much did Blizzard do? It was 37%? Okay, so unfortunately he lives if we go for... I guess we go Lovely Kiss here for our tempo. Is this more important than clicking Blizzard? We did 25. This is insane tempo if this hits. We go Lovely Kiss here. Yeah, because that is in... Okay, now the question is, does he predict the Lovely Kiss? I think he does. I think at this point he predicts. Okay, he doesn't. Okay, that's fine though. 2%, which basically means this thing is also slower than Alakazam. We get a free switch into Alakazam, and everything that he would switch to dies to Seismic Toss. Probably he just sacks this thing, because honestly, like getting a KO with Gyarados, I think is fine enough. Okay, but we do get the Executor out, 26%. Now, last time this thing clicked Stomp, I could go Thunder Wave. He's gonna have a Mega Drain, I'm pretty sure. But now the question here is, how much just... No, I think we preserve the HP here. Because Alakazam at this point, like, kills. It's only this thing and his random Mon that we need to worry about. So I think Executor is definitely the biggest problem here, though. We could go Wrap here. Do we actually... Does this make more sense? He's going for Stomp, I think. Yeah, I'm calling it the Stomp. I don't think he wants to risk me... and like him going for a Mega Drain on our... Closer is still fine. Yeah, it's still Stomp. Okay. And now the question is... We could go for Clamp, predicting a switch. But I think also, because everything is so low, like we just click Blizzard here and either put this thing to Seismic Toss range. Basically, we're setting up a situation where Alakazam getting to coming clean just wins. And if he takes the Blizzard here, I think we can just come in and sweep with Blizzard. Sorry, sweep with Alakazam, and we don't even need to use. He also doesn't know what our last two Pokemon are. I also don't know what this is, but I'm... Would he? No, it's definitely not Starmie. There's no way he would run 3 water types. I actually don't know what this could be, because it's not Golem. And we get the crit. I think that might have actually mattered. Now the question is what he goes here. He doesn't have good matchups on the board, because Tauros doesn't kill us here. So I think you need to sack Gyarados to just do damage. Or risk a speed tie and go for Clamp with Cloyster. It could also be like Jolteon for his last Pokemon. I think that would make sense on this team. But the last Pokemon is really important. He had a little Slowbro last time, so it can't be that. It is Gengar. Okay. Now this is... annoying. Okay, Gengar is also slower than Alakazam, so we do sweep if we get a little bit of damage here. I don't think there's anything I want to switch out. I think we go Clamp. It's a substitute Gengar. Wait. Can't move? There is Dust Trap. Try fight button. There is no way the trap hits through substitute. If the trap hits through sub, then that's insane. I did not know that, if that's how it works. Dude, that's insane. Okay. That's insane for us. So Blizzard gets rid of the sub every time. I think he needs a sub. At this point, if we just hit the sub, like we bring in this thing and we just immediately win, right? Yeah, we just click Psychic on everything and we just win. So we just click Blizzard here. 8 crits. I think that crit also matter. Holy shit, bro. 2 crits with Cloister. I mean, we just explode here every time. This is the only thing that could maybe live. Yeah, I mean, that's never killing because we're so tanky. And it's a 2%, 10%, 9%. We didn't even have to show the last 2 Mons, but here we just go Alakazam and click Psychic, and that's going to be all she wrote. That crit definitely didn't matter, but getting a 3rd crit is crazy. And yeah. GG's. Let me on deafen. Welcome back. I love a Gen 1 crit mechanics, don't you?
This is the worst video game I have played in my life. And I've played many bad video games in
Brother,
my life.
okay, did you know that trap moves go through sub?
No!
Neither did I. I was literally... Oh, go ahead.
See, here I am thinking, oh, well, even if he clamps, if I'm substituted, it obviously won't work, right? Because that makes perfect sense, because he would be hitting the wrong thing. And then I'm taking damage, and I can't move, and I can't do shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, Gen 1 trap mechanics are so degenerate, but I did not know that shit works. I literally, like, you can see on my footage, like, my reaction when I'm literally like, okay, it's Gengar, so all we need to do here is just whittle this down, and then we click Psychic on Alakazam, and we just win. And then I'm like, okay, I mean, I could go for Blizzard, but I think, like, we clamp, and it just free damage every time. We live whatever he does, and we're just chilling, so unless he hits me with Hypnosis, we're chilling here. And then you pull out Sub, and, like, my mood drops. I'm like, I've made such a horrible fucking mistake. And then the game tells me the opposing cast is trapped. You might be locked into a move. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? And they fucking trapped me went through it. I don't know if it would have mattered. My last 2 Pokemon were Slowbro and Victreebel, by the way, in case that matters at all. But what was your Gengar set?
It was...
Toxic.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, Toxic, Substitute...
Psychic Thunderbolt, I'm guessing?
No, I didn't have attacking moves on it.
Oh, okay.
I was simply trusting on the fact that I could, after I do Toxic and everything, and I set up the Substitute, then I'm going to be able to swap. Guaranteed. Because you're going to be swapping as well.
Yeah.
And if I just read, like, obviously you're going to be swapping into something that can deal with this thing. So...
That's
smart. You'll be swapping into something that I can read out as well. But obviously, that did not go the way that I was expecting. Yeah, it was Confused Ray, Hypnosis, Toxic, Substitute.
Oh, you're a freak for that. But honestly, that's a cool fucking set.
Same with my Chansey. It was Substitute, Softball, Reflect, Toxic.
Gotcha.
With the idea of being Substitute into Toxic into whatever happens, Substitute, Softball.
Yeah, okay.
But then I got fucking owned by the Drill Peck, which just took out the whole Substitute. I was like, oh, I didn't expect that to be the thing that happens, right?
Yeah,
And then the Toxic miss.
I wonder if, like, I actually don't know. I would have to, I guess I can do, yeah, you know what? Let me do a calc. I'm curious if, because I literally, like, wonder, oh yeah, let me swap back to this. I wonder if it would have taken out the sub if it wasn't a crit. Because obviously Chansey has atrocious physical bulk, but still, like, such a big HP pool. So
703.
Let me go Zap. So Zapdos. Oh, you make some Tagger Drill Pack here. No crit, and then I want Chansey. And the only thing that matters here is it more than 20? Okay, it takes out the sub every time. It's 31 to 36.8%. So the crit didn't matter there. That's a lot of damage.
That's like what I was thinking about when it happened. If the crit was like enough to grief my sub in its entirety, or if it would have been fine otherwise, because then the line would have worked.
Yeah, I think there was one crit. Was it not on Gengar. I got 4 crits. One was with Alakazam, which didn't matter. That drill pack didn't matter. The one on Gengar didn't matter. There was a 4th crit. I got 4 crits, which is insane. This game, and the one that I didn't mention, I remember like that definitely mattered. But the other ones, like I don't know if they. I mean, obviously the Alakazam one didn't. The Gengar one might have mattered, and obviously we now know that the sub one didn't matter. But yeah, Gen 1 trap mechanics are very interesting.
This certainly is a generation of Pokemon.
Okay, the best Pokemon in Generation 1, go.
Tauros or Snorlax.
I would agree. Like, I would literally just say it's Tauros, then Snorlax, then Chansey.
That's how it works. Like, Tauros is just such a good Pokemon. It's very versatile for what Gen 1 is. Like, having access to Blizzard and Earthquake, Hyper Beam, and anything else, really.
Yeah, it's
insane.
relatively tanky. It's one of the fastest things in the entire fucking format. It's fucked up. So the name of my first team is the Big 5 plus Tank, which, by the way, the Big 5, obviously it was everybody but Rhydon. Rhydon fucking carried my ass in that one. Like,
Crazy,
holy
right?
shit, he put in so
Bro,
much.
undervalue.
Like, it was literally just like, I'm looking at my team and I'm literally like, okay, so many normal types. I even have a water type here. Like, both of my psychic types lose to Zapdos. I need something to deal with it. It's like, okay, Rhydon checks all of these boxes. I was considering like Rhydon versus Golem, and ultimately like decided that, okay, Rhydon is faster. I prefer that. Which ended up actually paying a lot of dividends. But
also, Rhydon's moveset is more versatile, right? Because you can have access to Surf and whatnot too.
Yeah, it's basically like, do you want more speed and a more versatile moveset, or do you want Explosion? Explosion, also Gen 1 Explosion, fucked up.
Is it priority or some shit? What the fuck?
No, it halves your opponent's defense during damage calculation.
Ah, yes, naturally. Of course it would do that, right?
So, yeah. 170 base power and targets defense have during damage. It's insane. So both of my teams had a boomer.
I just read that apparently in Gen 1, normal types can't be paralyzed by
Body Slam. Oh yeah, that is one thing that I will be talking about in the Gen 1 generation specific stuff. But yeah, that I actually did know.
Dude, this shit isn't intended. You can't
tell
me.
Like,
this is just
there
like...
are so many things that are not intended. Also, my Gen 1, my Team 1 was lyrics from Abbas Take a Chance on Me, just because the first Pokemon in there was Chansey, and the second one was I went for isms that maybe relate to the Pokemon. I'd obviously like here because I forgot initially. Like, it was okay. I wanted to name Alakazam Spoonerism, and then after that I was like list of isms, and that's how the names came to be.
That's good. That's a good theme.
Hell
that works.
But
I guess you could probably tell my teams were, the first one was Yu-Gi-Oh based.
Yeah.
With Slowbro being a Yu-Gi-Oh player and Zapdos being Kanahawk, Victory Bill, Maneater Plan, and obviously the rest were kind of obvious. Yeah. Mindmaster for Alakazam for the Psychic Mindmaster. And then for my second team, I did not have names for, so I just asked chat to give me a bunch
I was like, there is no, you could give Jeexx 24 days and he would not come up with Meg for Chansey as a nickname.
What the fuck do you mean?
That is not a you nickname.
Bro, what the fuck?
But, okay, I gotta say though, the game one was fucking sick. And I was talking when we were doing this, how fucking sick it is to be playing Pokemon again. And bro, I was yapping and I was having so much fun. Even if we are playing a fucking war crime of a format.
So it's funny to me because like I was yapping to chat obviously, and if everybody comes into chat, they can clearly see like a hive mind of people working to be like, maybe he's gonna do this, and then I'm gonna click Psychic.
Yeah, I do like this. Like it's like, oh, what should we do here? And then like, this is the best calculation. Like, I'm Alakazam. I click Psychic.
I click Psychic. I skipped the fucking Thunder Wave on the chance. It was like, I'm gonna click Psychic.
That's fair. But
I took the Yu-Gi-Oh mentality of just taking rock every time, and I'm just gonna click the strongest move that I have access to on my first mon. I think
honest,
I'm gonna do that from here on out for Gen 1.
I love that for you. But yeah, this is like Yu-Gi-Oh! I need to fight the high mind behind your decks every time, and now I'm gonna have to fight the high mind of actually what I'm gonna do. People psychoanalyzing me, which actually let me open back your stream so I can tell people that
Let's see.
fuck you guys.
The
Whoa.
difference between the Yu-Gi-Oh thing
Yeah.
and the thing where they're playing like Showdown, or we're playing Showdown,
Yeah.
is that for Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm gonna be building shit, and we're gonna be building shit, and the goal is to build shit.
Yeah.
It's not to make a good deck. Sometimes it is a good deck, but it's not the goal. It's like a happenstance of just making weird shit. And the same for now for Pokemon, where it's like, well, doing this read here and that read there. He might read you. Like it's essentially when you're trying to game someone, like outthink someone in rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a billion different people doing the same thing, and you're gonna be like, well, he might just read all of this and click one move and outplay you.
That is why I
That's
fucking love Pokemon, because it's literally like when it gets to the point where is he predicting my prediction? It's like where it's just like, I mean, just take the fucking rock and it actually works out because your opponent is there. Okay, he's probably thinking that I do this, and then if I swap to this, he's gonna do this, and then on the other side, it passes the other person. They're like, me click psychic here, and it's like it's sometimes it just works. So I like I see the like Cloudy win the speed test and just quick, bro. I'm assuming that was on the Rhydon versus Rhydon matchup. And I was literally saying like I think the only out for Jeexx here is actually to just pick Rhydon and just click and hope for the speed ties. But I'll be honest, I didn't realize that my Chansey was faster, and I could have just gone Chansey on the first KO and just clicks Ice Beam. So
yeah,
that was whoopsies.
Somehow I didn't expect a fucking Chansey to be faster than my Rhydon.
That is very fair. I literally thought that Chansey was also slower, but I thought it was 168 speed. It was 198. That shit is so fast. Like, what the fuck?
Shit is zooming. I can't fucking believe it.
But if anything, this does, like, first and foremost, I'm so fucking excited. Because I'm genuinely, I'm just so excited to be playing Pokemon again, man. But Hyper Beam, Fire Blast, Surf Body Slam, that this guy Gyarados was out for blood.
I mean, a lot of these are just like, I don't like, the first one was a bunch of random shit from like, well, these Pokemon are good and I probably want to fill out for this and this. Like I put Victory Bell thinking like, well, I don't really have any ways of properly dealing with rock types outside of Slowbro, but I don't always want to be pulling Slowbro out for that. So I might be pulling out Victory Bell out into Rhydon. But then I also remembered after I did that, oh yeah, this thing is part poison. I'm fucked.
Yep.
But yeah, the second team was like, I had two Pokemon that were intended to be demonic in nature. And then the rest were like, well...
This Gengar set is actually the work of Satan himself, I won't lie.
I think the Hypnosis was bad here. I think the Hypnosis should have been an attacking move at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, even if I did decide to go for this, like, anything really. Thunderbolt would have been a really good choice here.
Yeah, I think...
Or even Explosion, honestly. Explosion could have been good.
Yeah, because it's like, if you can't stall something, then it's just like, alright, fuck it, we boom here. Okay, one thing that I actually want to say, because I mean, I'm assuming there's at least a couple sets that are different for us. So I guess we'll start. I'll just care about the stuff that we have. Okay, Tauros. I'm guessing you're just Body Slam, Hyper Beam, Earthquake, Blizzard. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it just okay. These are just the 4 best moves. We just put them. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, Cloyster there. I think Mike, you didn't have Boom, right?
No, I didn't have Explosion on anything, but I think Explosion should be something that I think about in future a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was running Blizzard, Explosion, Rest, and Clamp. It's basically like, it was here, like, this was for both of these, I wanted a wall, because it was basically like, I need something to switch into Tauros for these. And then this is basically like, alright, Blizzard, Explosion, Rest, Clamp. Blizzard, Rest, Blizzard and Clamp is to deal with basically anything. Rest is there to stall against physical attackers, and Explosion is there to specifically boom on Tauros. I was also thinking of booming on the Executor. I won't lie, because he gave a lot of problems for my team, but
It was surprisingly strong. Like, I didn't expect the Executor to be honestly the strongest one on my second team.
yeah, I think
Like, solely because probably just a good type matchup.
yeah, I think also one thing that like is way different for our Executors. I was the whole time when game one, like I was talking about the Executor, I was like, all right, I wonder if he's whether which powder he's running or if he's running both. You ended up you weren't running either, so sleep powder or stun spore.
No.
So the initial go for it.
I just like felt like, well, I'm gonna like in this team, everything that was set up and everything that was meant to be toxic was just offloaded onto the Chansey and Gengar, and
Okay,
everything else was to then switch into on a hard read on how my opponent is going to react based off information that I might have or information that I can guess off of the format.
That makes sense. And honestly, like, obviously the hindsight, but like in this matchup specifically, I feel like if you had powders on Executor, like that would have been easier for me to deal with than this. So honestly, good meta raid. My Executor was Mega Drain, Psychic, Explosion, Sleep Powder. I was thinking of running the also Stun Spore instead of Mega Drain, so to have the two modes, but I had enough ways to put stuff to paralysis here because my Starmie was running Thunder Wave, my Chansey was running Thunder Wave. I had two Body Slam, 3 other Mons in my team were Body Slammers, so I figured like I don't need it and I'd rather have the better matchup against Golem and Rhydon.
No.
And what else? I did not actually run Gengar. I was considering Gengar, but I ended up settling for Jeexx actually, because I already had Victreeble in the team because I wanted a grass type, and I didn't want a second psychic weakness. So that's why I went for Jeexx with Lovely Kiss and other stuff.
And Jeexx has resistances to it as well. So
yeah, and Lovely Kiss is, I think, the most accurate sleeping move. I might be mistaken on that. Actually, I think Sleep Powder is also 75%. So yeah, and yeah, my Chansey was a very boring Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Soft-Boiled, Thunder Wave.
Mine was Substitute Softball with like Toxic, which again, demonic.
Yep.
Not good, demonic.
The only difference in our Rhydons is I was running. Oh wait, did you run sub?
No, I ran Rest instead of Sub.
Oh, rest, yeah. I was also contemplating between those two, but instead of Hyper Beam, I just put Body Slam because I figured that I wanted the consistency there.
I absolutely overvalued Rest in this, mostly because the fact that I didn't realize that waking up takes your turn.
Oh yeah. It is technically it doesn't matter because for Rest in the following generations you always leave for 2 turns. So in Gen 1 you always leave for 1 and then you wake up the next. So Rest works the same way, but yeah. Hierarchy is a Blizzard.
I felt like there was a.
I actually don't know, Cloud, if that's the case. If that is like, I didn't know that.
Wait, what the fuck? If that's the case, that's insane.
But yeah, oh, bro, your fucking Victreeble, I was so afraid like that thing was just gonna sweep me. I'll be honest.
I mean, it was +4, right?
Yeah, it was.
So I was expecting it to actually do it, and then Hyper Beam missed.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. I was also like so terrified of grass moves, and then you just ended up not even having them. My set was so different. It was Razor's Leaf, Sleep Powder, Wrap, and Stun Spore. It's literally Razor's Leaf is there if I can hit for super effective, then I have both powders with a trapping move, so I just win every mon that's lower than me in the 1v1 every time.
I think if there was a physical grasp move, I would have had it here. Like Wine Whip obviously is an option, but like 30. Wait, no, never mind. Fucking, I forgot. Grass is not physical at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I completely also forgot that grass is special in Gen 1, so I didn't even consider that. Oh yeah, obviously you're not running it because you're running an SD set, but I didn't even. Yeah. Just might turn to sleep to a regular sleep set and switch that, and then it's RNG. Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even consider that. That's actually, if that's the case, then that's fun. I mean, Gen 1 is a fucking shit fest. Like it's.
Yeah, this is like a proof of concept.
Yeah. And then Zapdos, what do you have? Drill Peck and Thunderbolt. We both had, and then Agility and Rest. Okay, I think it. Oh no, I had T-Wave instead of Rest. Bro, you love Rest, huh?
Yeah, I was like thinking, I mean, these are gonna take way longer because everything is super fucking bulky in this.
Yeah,
And
it's
there's
true.
not gonna be that many things that are gonna be able to one-shot you because you're mostly gonna be running normal type moves, so nothing is gonna be super effective. So using rest wouldn't be a problem. But then I was thinking when I woke up and I was like, well, I'm just gonna attack them with this immediately after I wake up, and then didn't
It's
attack.
like, oh yeah, woke up. End of sentence.
Oh.
End of turn. All
Yeah,
right.
that's when I realized my mistake.
Was your Slowbro on Amnesia?
No. No
Okay.
setup. Rest, Fire Blast, Psychic Surf, because it's bulky
Yeah,
and
I
fairly good attacker.
I didn't even expect the Fire Blast. Like, that definitely caught me off guard. So, like, I mean, I'm on Amnesia, but the whole idea of the second team was because I definitely lose most of my strong stuff for the first one. So for this, it was literally, the idea is like, Alakazam wheels down stuff early game. I have many ways of sending stuff to paralysis, and then a couple amnesias, and Slowbro is naturally obviously very defensively tanky, so everything is dealing with para hacks, and Slowbro is +4. It's not taking any damage from either side, and it just sweeps by clicking Psychic. That was the idea there. So it was, for me, it was just a late game sweeper. And what else? Then we have Snorlax and Alakazam.
Snorlax, Earthquake, Hyper Beam, Rest, Fire Blast.
Fire Blast. That was a good one. It was pretty fun. So wait, Earthquake, yeah, it's the same set, but I don't have Hyper Beam. I have Body Slam, and I don't have Fire Blast. I have Reflect, and the Reflect was specifically there, so I win this Snorlax 1v1.
And then the Fire Blast comes out.
Yeah, that is like, I'm like, brother, if you burn me, I'm gonna be pissed.
So that's what I was going for. It's even more specifically because like, well, I'm gonna get a chance to burn. You're gonna have to rest the burn off 100%.
I still
I'm
think
just gonna get free damage.
Yeah, I still think it's fine because Reflect means that I took what, 13% per hit. So it's like, I think ultimately I still probably win the 1v1, but at the same time, like, you have more. I mean, I don't know, because yeah, you have more like attacking moves. So unless I can get a crit, then it probably, like, you just win through PP. So it was a good one.
As long as I don't miss.
Yeah.
Because this thing is inaccurate as fuck.
Yeah, and everything can miss in Gen 1 because there is a 255 out of 256 chance for every one of your moves to hit, which means every move can miss.
Yeah, I was looking at the percentages while we were in the match, like 99.56% or some shit.
61, yeah. But then, I mean, if there was one Pokemon that I knew you were always going to have, not only because it's good, but also Recover Psyche, Thunder Wave, and
Substitute.
wait, a Substitute, yeah, that's the difference. I had Seismic Toss for Chansey instead of Sub.
Yeah.
But I guess
like,
kind of would do the same thing.
When you pulled that out, I was like, wait, what the f?
Yeah, it's
especially because like I thought this still dealt as much damage as the opponent had level. What the fuck? And then I realized that my Executor actually had like almost exactly 400 HP, and that's why he did 25%.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I was literally earlier, like, when I think it was like your Tauros was at like 28% or something. I was literally like doing math, like, all right, is 100 from that, like, how much is it? Can I kill it with Seismic Toss? But yeah, I think it was specifically there for Chansey, so I just happened to get a very good matchup there for that. But overall, I had fun. Did you have fun? At least a little?
It was okay, yeah.
Nice.
I'm mad that I got completely stomped in game 2, but you know, that was very unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, the game 2 matchup was fucking atrocious for you. I will say that much.
Yeah, I think the fact that I missed the clamp hurt the most.
Yeah,
like, even the substitute breaking, that was like kind of whatever. But once the clamp missed, it was over.
Yeah,
I was fighting like I was so behind in tempo at that point.
You got a couple bad misses, and I got 4 crits, which some of them didn't matter, some matter, but still 4 crits in one game is a lot. So, but yeah, but hey, that's gonna do it for us for the first episode. I had fun, and most important thing to take away from here. I'm looking forward to the future when we are playing this stuff, but not in such a crazy fucking broken format. So
Yeah.
so next one's gonna be a UU. So I think it's interesting to start with OU and then go down from there and always end on Ubers because that's like the big climactic thing that's there. But best of one obviously sucks a little bit, but especially with Gen. Don't start putting Pokemon yet. There, I'm still on your stream. I think the like especially like Gen 1, the length of games, like this would be miserable if we did best of threes with both.
Yeah, like I didn't expect it to last as long, but I also think if we had more matches, it would easily devolve into, well, I know what you're playing now, so I can more adapt to what you're gonna be doing and the reads that you might be making, and the later games would obviously crawl to a slog, I think.
Yeah, I think this works for what we're doing here, and we just hit the exact 1 hour mark, which honestly, pretty perfect. And Generation 1, I think, is gonna be the slowest for sure for us, because damage in general is just bad. Unless we go to like we play Sun and Moon and both of us decide to play Stall, then that's when things change. But Stall as a whole is a whole different thing. Gen 1, it's all Stall, just naturally. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to be said for that. Like I said, the stuff, everything will be fleshed out. If there are any improvements, I'll leave those in the comments section or Jeexx's chat. So,
my chat.
Any advice or anything you'd like to see to make this more interesting, then hey, please let us know. But this will be a basically weekly thing. If I'm traveling and I'm not here on Sunday until like evening, then we'll probably like skip that week. So it'll be like 3 episodes a month, I guess, most of the time. Because unless we want to do a really late night thing, but like we wouldn't want to, like if Jeexx is already doing something, like we wouldn't want to interrupt it with this. And I feel like that's still a like fine pace for us to go. But at least for starters, so we can have another pilgrimage. Yeah, basically. But basically a weekly thing, and we will, like I said, progress as we said earlier. But check out the intro. I'll have everything more fleshed out and explained more clear there if you're interested. But for the time being, if it's enough to hopefully entertain all of y'all at least a little bit, then that's wonderful. But once more, like last thing before we get out of here, if you wanna catch these live, like go over to Jeexx's Twitch channel over here, twitch.tv/Jeexx, every Sunday live. And if I'm not on a pilgrimage like Cloud said, then we will be doing this. And if you can't catch it there, then the videos will be there. I can't promise a day yet, but thank you so very much for watching. Final before we get out of here, Jeexx, anything you want to say to the great people? I've been caught on Dave. You have.
Well. I'm glad I got to play Alakazam. You know, Alakazam being one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon, if not the favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it's on the list as the favorite, so I'm just gonna go with
you. Definitely. Sunky's praises a lot, and you will have another opportunity to even doing Gen 1 when we get to Ubers, so.
Oh yeah, true, good point, yeah.
Because Ubers, there are 2 Pokemon for Generation 1. So, yeah, that'll be very interesting. But yeah, thank you so very much for watching, everybody, and we will see you next week for another episode of, actually, let me now check, another episode of the Pokemon Progression Series, A Journey Through Time. I'll probably just call it A Journey Through Time, because otherwise it's a handful, so. We will see you then. Have a good one, y'all, and peace.